What's going on, guys? This is your boy First One Down, or in this game, aka Pen. It's been, first thing I want to say is, hey man, Ferentus it's coming back, or at least I want to believe it's coming back. I haven't seen this game in 10 years, maybe longer than that. Last time I remember playing this game was it was like my sophomore year of high school, which in this case is a long time ago. It's been about, like I said, about 10 years, and the people who have been working on this game to bring it back are doing wonders. This is I logged on. We got announced recently that this was going to be live for 24 hours. Not going to be much to do, as you guys could probably see. Everybody's just hanging out kind of in town, but I'm so excited. I woke up early this morning just to literally log on into this game and record this video, because it's been forever. I logged on, I listened to I sat there and I listened to the entrance music for the first beginning of the game, because maybe about 5 minutes, because I haven't heard that music in such a long time. Obviously it's probably on YouTube somewhere, but it felt good to just be back into the game and make just stare at my character for a while that I grew to love, because again, this game I haven't been able to play this game in 10 years. I was moving to a different house at the time, because I was in the process of, there's a whole thing going on between this and that, and that was it. I logged on. I came back on, like I tried to log on Tuesday because I wasn't able to on Monday because I had a lot of school stuff to do, and the game was gone just like that. And I was sad, man. I didn't know what to say. It was heartbreaking for me, because I didn't get to say goodbye to any of the people that I grew to care about, and because back then there was no way really to connect to each other. There was, we didn't, the basic thing you had, but Facebook wasn't really a big thing yet, and back then it was MySpace, man. That was it. You had MySpace, and no one's gonna no one's gonna add each other across the world on MySpace, and no one uses it anymore anyway, so there's no point. There's a couple people I've kept in contact with over the years, but it's nothing like bringing a community back together. So in case you guys don't know, I'll explain a little bit about the game for the ones who don't know about this game, because like I said, this is for me to do a shout out to all my past friends who I've known forever, and I haven't talked to them since then. So basically, this game had a unique concept back in the day, and the biggest concepts are just, first things first, was I thought it was so cool that back in the day, because I played a lot of RPGs since this game, and none of them, I still will say to this day that this is my favorite one by far. It was so unique, and it was so different, and sure, the graphics are terrible compared to what you would expect nowadays, and I don't mind it. This is fine. I mean, it just means more people can play without having to break their freaking you can have a 5 years 10-year-old computer, it'll still work. Biggest thing is that your skills have levels, so the more you use them, the more powerful they get. And that was cool. I thought that was cool back in the day, because it was, nowadays you play a game, and as soon as you unlock a skill, it's as strong as it's going to be, other than based on your equipment that you'd get. Unless there's another game out there that I never ran into, which is possible, because there's a lot of stuff I didn't play. But I thought, like, it was great. It was fun. It was different, because the more, like I said, you got powerful more based on the skills and obviously your equipment and stuff like that, just like normal game. But you'd spend days, you spend months just trying to get your stuff up to the max level, just to do the X amount of damage that it took to get there. And that was it would take, like I said, it would take a while. The other big thing, it took, and every time you leveled up, it would take 2 levels. So say you get these, like, around level 1 to like level 10, you get these skills, and then after that it's like 15, 20, I think these were like 25s. I don't remember quite off the top of my head. Sorry guys, I am lagging a little bit. It might just be the game, because there's so many people on right now. Probably, there's like 25 or something. But yeah, no, another big thing is, like, another cool thing is parties. and that was another big thing. You'd be in a party, and it would gain levels. The party would gain levels. So the higher the level the party was, the more XP you would get. So I remember I'd spend, if I was in charge of one of the parties, I would I'd leave my computer on all night. I know that's not good for you, but it was a cool thing back then because you were rewarded for playing with with party members. And I mean, obviously, you'd have to have more than two just to build the party, which is fine. And but that back then, that was, like I said, it was unique. It was cool. It wasn't, I haven't seen a game like that where you've got more XP based on party levels. Sure, you get double XP. You get like a little scroll saying, "Hey, here you go. Here's some double XP." But you were rewarded just for, and that's another big thing too, is that levels were hard to get, man. It was tough back then. You would spend probably, if you died to a mob, you lost basically a day's worth of XP, and that was big because it would take you maybe about a week to even 2 weeks just to get a level. So just if you died like twice or three times, that was it. And not to mention, you could also go negative XP. I remember at one point I was at a negative 100k. It was tough, man. It was a tough life back then. I tried to be something I wasn't. I wasn't a tank. I'd try to get mobs, and I would just I would just die instantly, and then I would lose a whole bunch of XP. And back then it was tough just to get it back. I'd spend a full day just doing it. After I was at minus 100k XP, I kind of just gave up on trying to level. But yeah, so this is the current world. Obviously, I don't know too much about it. All I know is ROG, and I think I recognize Palmas from V3, but I don't recognize anything else. But another big thing that these guys are trying to do, I believe, is trying to implement V1 and V3 together, which is awesome because that's all I played back then was V3. I don't know too much about V1, but I'm still excited to play it. I know there's a lot of videos online that you look up Ferentus, it shows V1, and I remember watching those videos after the game shut down, because if you didn't have a contact in like Korea, because there was a Korean version or an account that you could play on, you couldn't even play. And I think I was on it once or twice, but then the account was just, you couldn't play anymore. But yeah, man, there's, like I said, there's basically a lot of little unique things. The biggest thing that made me love this game was the community. There was 600 to maybe 1,000 players on Ferentus, and that was on 2 or 3 different servers. And that was between, so who everybody was. You knew, you could log on West, and you'd be playing with the same people nonstop, and you'd obviously have your fun with PvP and stuff like that. And like I said, it was fun back then, because you'd have your guilds, you'd have your stuff, and you'd be able to do stuff. The coolest thing for me as a mage was I was able to I sat there, and I have 2 skills called teleport and memorize position. So me and a couple other guys, I think it was some like healing priest and one other person, we would sit there and we'd find a way to break through the games. Like, I have screenshots of, like, maybe I'll bring them up in the post. I was able to bring them up, and I was able to break through. I could find the end of the game. Like, there was like a cool version. There was a cool lighthouse in V3 that you couldn't get to, but I found a way to get there with the other guys. And like, I found the end of the world once where it literally they were building toward it, but there was a point where you just fell off the map and you could never come back. So, but yeah, every class is unique in their own different way. Like, cleric could teleport people. You could teleport as a wizard. Archers could run forever. Like, you see, this is way too high. Like, think of this like 4 times dumbed down. Running, you'd have stamina. Everything cost stamina or mana. Like, an archer could literally run from one point to another at one point, just based on just their skills. And like I said, man, I'm so excited this game is coming back. A big shout out to the developers who are not developers, just the guys who are on their spare time, really just making the game. They're trying to bring the game back for the community that had been waiting for 10 years. And I'm pretty sure over every single year we heard something like, oh yeah, they might be working on it and stuff like that. But this is the first time we've actually seen any actual progress, and it makes me so happy. I'm so excited that they're bringing they're at least gonna try to bring Ferentus back to be playable, even if it's not playable, just to bring it back to have fun with, you know, hopefully the old people that I used to play with. That's all I'm hoping for, because like, you know, and I can keep saying that over and over again. I probably will, and you know, the biggest thing I'm excited for though is the PvP, because that's all I used to play back then. There'd be an area which I thought that was cool. It was a huge wide open area. Like it was kind of like a back in V3. It was like a version 3 was a desert, and it was huge. And there's other cool things I can explain. Like there was bosses that dropped this kind of armor that glowed. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could just bring up in general about the game that I remember from all this time. And I think that's my alarm going off, so give me 1 second. But other than that, you know, like I said, I'm very happy that they're bringing this back, and I can't wait for this to be back. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will come join me on this game, or at least join the Discord and talk to some people. Thank you guys. This is First One Down, heading out.